Hello, welcome back. It's George again, and we're moving into day 4 of the second week. And today I've got a few questions for you that maybe you'd like to jot down and write some notes on, or at least write them down to post around the house. So, the first question that we are going to be looking at, and I'll talk about each question just briefly, is how important is this to you? How important is the truth to you to discover who you really are is? Okay, that passion for the truth within inside you is something to really get in touch with. So, how important is this to you? And as I said yesterday, don't get hung up on what the truth is in terms of a definitive, defined answer. So just focus on how important is this inner tracking to discover this truth within yourself. How important is it? And following up on that is, are you willing to give up everything you think about yourself, every idea, every identification you might have with yourself, to discover what that is? So this road isn't easy. It's going to push you to the limit of figuring out the things that are limiting yourself from being who and what you really are. And some of those things might be let go of along the way, or given up along the way, or they might dissolve on their own. So that's another question to consider. What can you give up? And on top of that is this inquiry that we're going into out of self-concern? See, if it's out of self-concern, we've got to discover what part of yourself is driving that process, and to discover what is in you that is coming from the place of self-concern. So that's another area to check in with, is the inquiry and to discover who and what you are coming from that place of self-concern. Follow-up question to that is, are you engaged in this process of self-inquiry to look and discover or find pleasure and avoid those painful emotions that might be hidden underneath the the surface? So we got to just dig in, ask the question, is what I'm engaged in with this process of discovering my true nature coming from that place of self-concern? Do I think that's just going to give me pleasure, and that it's all in an avoidance of those painful places that might not have gotten much attention? So it all boils down to, are you really interested in discovering what is not real about who you are? And that comes with understanding all the parts of identification and attachments that we've gathered and collected to make ourselves who we are. And we've got to start peeling back the layers to discover what's the truth of all that, and whether that stuff is real or not. I can't do that work for you, and all I can continue to do is present these questions and have the conversations with you. Ultimately, the real work of diving in and discovering those places that are going to be let go of over time is through that window and lens of the openness and observation that's going to shed that light to you in your life. So as you can see, this is quite serious work, so treat it seriously. And we'll be back tomorrow with another video. So have a great day.